Welcome back to Smash Games. We're back with Dark Souls Remastered, Part 7. And this time we're going to go down into said depths, where we're going to confront the Gaping Dragon. So this is our next dragon on the list, where I'll show you approximately just where to cut his tail off to get his weapon. And I'm just going to show you the best way to actually beat him, essentially. So I'll show you a couple of shortcuts and approximately best way to go through it, pick up most of the items. I do not go and face the I think they're called basilisks, but they turn you to stone, essentially. And the point is, if they turn you to stone, then you need to go buy a Purging Stone to cure yourself, essentially. I think there's one other. I think if you get the, I think there's a spell called Cure. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah. So, and you can get the Purging Stone from her right at the end of the tunnel for 6,000, and it's 3,000 with the partner back at the top of the parish, the undead parish, where we rang the bell. Anyway. Continuing down, you don't have to take out this archer, seriously. Anyway, so naturally this is a direct route. We did open this door originally just after the Capra Demon, which you need the key off. You need the key off the Capra Demon to open that door. Now, one enemy, one more behind. There's another one further up. This area is quite flooded with enemies. Yep, soul packet. I'm just going to show you the butcher, the second one right there, or the first one if you're looking at it first. There's another one below a bit further. So you can take care of them like I'm doing. You can, if you're running dead ahead and swinging, or the other best thing to do is actually literally just to block their attack and then swing. Same for these guys. You're probably really a bit better off just blocking for the most part. The fire doesn't inherently do like a magic ability per se, seemingly. I'm not sure how that works exactly. You'd think it would carry over the damage, because the heater shield, although it has good fire protection, anyway, I'm nitpicking. Plenty to nitpick, I'm sure. Anyway, same sort of deal. You should be able to block and swing, but sometimes they'll jump back just like that. And that's the first one. There's a second one. There are two more that don't activate or aggro, so long as you don't get too close to them. Now, I'm just going to attach a dagger here, and this is only so that I don't aggro the butcher. And then you can parry the butcher, except the hook knife you can't, as you can kind of tell, whether I was just too late or not. There's another attack he does with the actual butcher's knife, so you can't actually parry that. But you can get the backstab in for him. And then you can swing away. You don't have to inherently hit him 3 times. You can just swing and jump back and try again. Large Amber. Now we've got to give that to Andre. I'll restore our smithing buddy just near the undead parish. And I'm just showing you that there's a drop down there for a few items. But before we do that, we're going to go and take care of the other butcher and save our next vendor. Now, as you can see, I'm just showing and demonstrating here. I'm putting on the rusted ring to show that we're moving quite freely. I'm taking it off now to show you that we're not. It's a bit slower. So you can see why. It's very valuable in a few areas. So here, not so much. Doesn't matter. You can just roll through it. There he is up there. One dagger will bring him down, and then as he's doing the landing, you can take a few swings at him, just like that. And as you can see, we can make pretty quick work out of him. He drops his head gear, which is a sack. It's all but useless. I think it does okay with like bleeding or curse resistance or something like that. Again, don't quote me, I'm just trying to think of shit on the fly. So yeah, this is our vendor. And what I was talking about in a previous part of the video, you do want to roll into the barrels. If you hit him with your weapon, he will not come and be a vendor for you. Now, we're making our way back to that little hole I showed you behind that second butcher. Or first butcher, technically, that we killed. And as you can see, people are showing that, you know, you can make the drop, and there's a... yeah, with the little golden note on the ground. Now, massive rat. We're going to use our 4 remaining black fire bombs for this. And it will only take 4. I know because I did it right now. That's it doesn't even look like a quarter from that little red bar, but you know, somehow it works out. And that's it. 1,000 souls. And you get 1 humanity, which you have to go down and pick up. Now we're just getting, and this is if you didn't choose the bandit, this is where you get the spider shield. Now we're just going to drop down, grab the key, sewer chamber key, so that'll give you help you with the passage, secret passage? No, that's for the secret bonfire in here, which I'll show you very shortly. We're just going to run down, pick up the soul packer, go left for now, take care of the rat. I would definitely two-hand it down this corridor. You probably won't have the room to swing sideways with your Drake sword. Another one directly to your left. You can jump up there. There are a few rats up there. Anyway, we're going to take care of these guys for now. Now, we're going to reapply the daggers. I did go a little too far forward. I was just trying to bait them, but you're better off attaching those daggers and then locking on and then throwing a dagger. Now, I did actually bait both of them. Now you can see they're glowing strangely, and that's because of the chanter that's firing soul arrows at us currently. So yeah, now I'm just gonna try and bait the other two. And you'll find with the other one that it's just a little out of range. However, if you didn't know this by now, you can angle yourself, particularly even with a bow or any throwing object, you can angle yourself so you're shooting higher. So it's like a hidden crosshair, if you will, but there's no crosshair. So yeah, first couple will miss, but then you can see I'm angling the camera. Okay, and the third one I angle a little bit higher. Yeah. So you can angle it so that you can hit an enemy that's further away than what you can lock onto. That takes care of that. Now, as you can see, a couple of them did drop humanity. Do feel free to pick those up. Yeah, so anyway, we're just catching our breath a little bit, so to speak, and then we're going to charge ahead. He won't stagger when you whack him, so just be aware of that. But he will jump away after he swings at you, so you can just run back in and just try and be careful not to run in front of those boxes. Those rats will obviously, you know, jump out at you, so you're better off coming from the left a little bit if you're attacking him. There's another way we can go to come in to kill said rats to get in, but I don't know, personally that just feels a little bit easier to bait the rats rather than face the chanter straight on. Now you can get all his gear, including the weapon, which has a ×3 attack, and I believe it can... I'm pretty sure it actually works as a casting weapon as well. So for your sorceries. So sorceries are, can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's sorceries, considering the fact he was throwing, you know, spells at us. Now, we're just coming up here to take care of these other guys. You can pick that key up just there, from that body, from this side. Just going to go a bit more, take care of the other bunch of rats, just showing you where the other weapon is. There is a hidden rat in that box. If you're coming from the other direction, obviously it's a bit more annoying, so you're better off coming into the closest side where the box is. Now, I'm just going to jump in here, take care of these guys, pick up a giant great axe? Well, it's just a great axe, okay. I was just thinking like, yeah, it's no giant great axe, it's just a great axe. Yeah. now I'm just showing you. So that's the ladder there that goes to the secret path, and up here, take care of him, is the door, and this is what you need that key for the secret bonfire. Something I forgot to mention in the last part, I'm pretty sure, is that after we took care of the moonlight butterfly, is that I originally planned to go buy a key. I think it's called the Key of Astora. It opens up that gate area to go to fight Sith, but we weren't going to fight Sith. We're just going to essentially join a covenant that was in that area to acquire a ring. It was called the Fog Ring, which nullifies a lot of creatures in this game. However, it nullifies the distance that you're detected by a lot, and your character is fuzzed out a little bit so that they're really hard to see. That, and there was a couple other things I was going to show you as well, but unfortunately, it's unbelievably like a very long time to wait so that you can invade someone, because unfortunately there's not a lot of players now. 8 years on from the initial release of Dark Souls 1. I suspect there are a few more people with the release of Elden Ring, but yeah. Like I did actually literally see a guy the other day. Unfortunately, I didn't actually catch his name. I was just throwing a couple of hints in for him because he was fighting the Moonlight Butterfly. And yeah, there was a moment there where he was like, "Oh, what do I do?" And I was like, "You should have had a shield on for a start, to like block some of the magic at least." But I said, you know, roll and wait for it to land, rinse and repeat. That's the best thing he could have done. But anyway, he was out of Estus Floss at that point, so he had to run back. But anyway, yeah, I assume he got through. He seemed pretty confident. Anyway, just showing there, that's the secret area to that little ladder, and that will lead you directly back to the bonfire, and that is how the quickest way you can get down here to get to the Gaping Dragon. The other thing I was going to mention was the fact that we took out that channeler. We take that out first, because otherwise, if you're fighting the Gaping Dragon before you take them out, they will buff the dragon and start shooting spells at you. So, well worth your time to go and take them out. Just saying. Also just showing that one swing of your Drake Sword and one firebomb will take out those blobs. Or, if you've got the ability to cast little fireballs, then I think you might have to upgrade the hand once or twice. I can't remember what it's called. I'm going to show you, actually, by the end of this video, by the time we actually go back to Firelink Shrine, the vendor will be sitting there, so for the purchase of our fire spells and whatnot. Anyway, just showing you that's another vendor that will appear. I think he either appears after the Gaping Dragon, or if you buy all of his equipment, which I think is about 50,000 souls or something. Now, I can't remember why I did that, why I would bone back, but my only guess is that I'm just trying to show you that shortcut, and even then I probably didn't need to. It's either that or I was trying to refill said healing spells or whatever, but yeah, anyway, just whatever. And that moment I do point out the other blobs on that ceiling there, which we will run back through after the dragon. So anyway, now we're just using the secret passage. We're running right down. And yeah. Now, if you like, you can be human for this by using the bonfire back up earlier with 1 humanity. So that is to say, we're not rekindling. burning humanity. Anyway, because right there is another summoning spot for Solaire, who can help you with the boss. Unfortunately, he's not that useful, other than to be a meat shield slash... Well, I wouldn't even say a meat shield. A decoy. So, anyway. Heavy crossbow, some bolts. And honestly, you're probably better off with most of the bosses in this game taking on alone. Most. Now we're gonna... I don't know if it didn't show this, but we've attached the claymore and the pine resin. You will have wanted to have done that beforehand, preferably, to attach them, because you have a little bit of time before the gaping dragon drops down like that to apply it. Now, and this is a good opportunity when he's run into the wall just like that, to then go and attack the tail. So you don't have to get right behind the tail like that. You can come in from the side. Do make sure that you're actually swinging quite a bit further back. And the other bit of advice is, if you're running in with the claymore, like literally running, and you swing, it does a side swipe, so it's actually going under the tail. So you're better off running to it, holding up a bit, and then swinging, so you're getting that downward and upward attack. And then there you go. There's the Dragon King Great Axe. Just wait for it to come down, and you can actually run in and take a couple of swings at the head. Now, this is what I'm saying. I took a little bit too long in bothering with the soldier set, and I should have just kept, swinging. But anyway, point being, and the only reason I haven't attached it now is because, I don't know, I think I just wanted to get the full use out of it, so I waited a little bit till he turned around, like that. Same thing, slow down if you're running, that way you can get the, down, up swings at least. Don't worry if he clips you, you can roll a little bit and you should be virtually okay by the time your, stunned animation has happened. Do be aware that he will swing with that tail, like that. Especially if you haven't taken the tail off by now. Yeah, so anyway. Now, here's one. There's a few attacks that he can do. He'll swing with his feet. He'll purge himself, in other words, he'll vomit everywhere, like that. And this is about as safe as distance as you can get. You do not want him to do that because he's in the middle of the floor. It's not good. That, and I think he can sort of start eating you, in which case you probably won't kill you outright, but anyway. As long as you take a couple swings of his head, go around with his back of his tail, you should be right, honestly. And that's the Blighttown key. When we were talking to the other vendor, with the funny headgear, the horns, that little doorway there, that is where we can use that key to go down. And that's another Homeward Bar in humanity, 25,000 souls. Right, we went back to that one that we rested at. Now we're just going to run back up to the Firelink Shrine. But while we're doing so, I'm just now showing you the fact that you can run under here, and they shouldn't drop on you. Take care of the other guy just here, as you can see. Now, if you've got fire spells and the hand casting ability, you can. I think if it's leveled up at least to 3, you should be able to take care of those guys. Take care of the blobs in one go. Another blob here. As you can see, it really does do a lot of damage. And honestly, you're probably just better off kept swinging rather than doing what I'm doing here. Accidentally using a flask so they throw a bomb. Anyway, soul packet. I'm just going to make our way up the stairs here. This is the normal way to come down rather than making the drop onto the giant rat. There was a little, not lore as such, but it was showing that something about an enemy coming down and swinging its axe into one of the eyes of the rat, which you can see if you take the moment to look. It's still embedded in the one dead eye. Anyway, just really... kind of useless information because I don't know the lore behind it, I guess, if there is lore. Anyway, obviously we haven't got our Drake sword attached, which we're now, attaching. And then, yeah. So all we're doing is just sweeping up the enemies as we go through. You can run, but I don't know if it's inherently worth it. Only because if you get stuck a little bit and they jump on you, they'll take you down very quickly with those torches. And at this point it should be just systematic. You should be able to just block, swing, block, swing. You can obviously just swing before they swing, but you know. Now, at this point, I think I did it before I ran down actually. I used a couple of thousand to buy some blooming moss off the vendor behind the gate, the grating gate just up here. Again, don't need to kill the archer. I just, for some reason, I enjoy killing him. Now, you can use the bulk of these souls. You can use a few souls if you want, if you really feel the need. Honestly, 3 blooming moss should do you. Because when you kill said other creatures, in the next section that we're going down to, which is the swampy level before we get to Quelaag, essentially. So that and the purple moss become quite invaluable, very valuable, I should say. Again, take out him. Take him out if you want. You should be able to run down. Mostly. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up this area. I'm just going to show you the fire vendor now. And what we're going to do is, he's going to ask you a question. He's going to say, ask, do you find it unsavory? Or pyromancy. I realise I've said fire quite a few times now, but it's pyromancy. You know what I meant. Now he's going to ask you, do you find it unsavory? You want to say no. It basically is asking, do you dislike or do you not like it? And if you say yes, you'll be like, oh, it's too bad. But you can ask him again, it doesn't matter. But like, you want to say no. And then he's like, oh, wonderful. And then he gives you a pyromancy flame. That's what I was referring to as a hand. That's what we need to upgrade. So which we're going to do now. Modify. I'm going to send it to at least +3. So every time you ascend it, it doubles the cost. Or pretty close to double, I'm pretty sure. Not every time, so it doesn't double it always. So yeah, I think initially just doubles it. Fireball. Oh, small fireball. And then the combustion. Oh, flash sweat, sorry, flash sweat. Anyway, so we upgrade it once more to +4. And then we use the remainder to level up a bit more. So I'm just leveling up dexterity a bit more. So, because at some point I'm going to upgrade to either the Black Knight's sword or the Black Knight's halberd, if we get it, if we're lucky enough. So yeah. And I'm just going to do a bit of a demo. So we were attuning the fireball. The flash sweat will come in handy once we go up against Quelaag and any other, fire-based bosses. Just attaching it and showing you all. Swapping it over, showing you blah 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 blah. Anyway, looks pretty good. This is basically how it looks. I dropped the camera because I wanted to see how it looks when it's going up. Anyway, doesn't matter. So, we'll be back next time. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And, yeah, we will see you guys in the next part. Bye.